Namaste, everybody, and welcome to Round Glass. I'm Lama Yeshe, and thank you so much for joining me again in this second session of Live from the Himalayas in India. And today we're doing relieving anxiety during stressful times. Today's focus is on thoughts and how we can allow those thoughts to go. A lot of the time, we become stressed and anxious because of our thought process. So in this meditation practice, we're going to learn how to let those thoughts go. So welcome back. And we asked you the questions about what are you bringing to the cushion tonight and what are you feeling? So thank you for everybody who put in their quote and said what they're thinking. So I want to thank everyone for sharing on the chat, and I see that people are bringing gratitude for their family, they're bringing compassion and understanding. Some people are bringing joy, focus and calm. That's a good thing to bring. Curiosity and an open heart. How wonderful. We should certainly bring that. So our thoughts can cause us so many problems. When I was young, I used to overthink everything. Every little thing. I would sit in my bedroom at home. I was a strange boy. I would sooner sit in my bedroom and think than actually go out and play. So I would overthink everything. I would look at all my thoughts and, build stories around them. And this is where things become a little difficult for us. Because when we overthink and when we hold on to thoughts, we start building stories around these thoughts, and then our imagination runs wild. And what happens then is that our brains cannot tell the difference between what is a thought and a true thought and what is fantasy. If you are thinking it, if you have built this imaginary story around a thought, then your mind will start believing it. And it's at that point that we go into anxiety and we go into stress. So there are certain things we need to just keep in our mind, that a thought is just a process. It isn't anything tangible. It isn't something we can touch. And because it's a process of our brain, it comes to go. So we do have the ability to catch a thought, and if it's not a helpful or a kind thought, we can let that thought go. What we tend to do is we build on the thought, we hold that thought there, we build a big story, we get stressed and anxious about that. Something else we need to be thinking about is that that thought is not you. So don't identify with your thoughts. The thoughts come to go, so allow them. The more that you think, I am this thought, then the more anxious and stressed we're going to become by having these thoughts. So when we're mindful, we can catch a thought and then decide, is it helpful? Is it unhelpful? If it's unhelpful, of course, then let it go. If it's helpful, then okay, let's build on that. So keep this in mind as we're doing the meditation. A thought is just a process of your brain. Don't identify it. That thought comes to go if we allow it to. So in today's meditation, what we're going to do a bit of visualization. We're going to visualize that we're sitting on a mountain by a mountain stream, and we're going to use all of our senses to really engage with where we're standing. Then we're going to pick out our thoughts and put them on a leaf, put it in the stream and let it go. It's a process that is going to start to train your mind to let those thoughts go. We have it in our mind that we have to follow every thought. And we have around 60,000 thoughts every day. So by the end of the day, we're always emotionally and psychologically exhausted because we've been chasing after 60,000 thoughts. It is exhausting. So let's start to settle ourselves down a little bit now. So I want you to just find a nice relaxing posture. So it's good if you can put your back straight and just drop those shoulders. So you sink down. If you are sitting in a chair, then try to put your feet flat on the ground and a little bit apart so you're nice and stable. We're going to close our eyes when we do the meditation. If you're not happy with closing your eyes, you don't feel comfortable doing that, then I would just suggest look down on the floor, find a little point somewhere on the floor and keep your focus on that. But if you're comfortable, then you can close your eyes. So get yourself into a really nice posture now and lightly close those eyes. And to begin with, I want you to focus on your thoughts. Don't try to change the thought here, but just have a look at what is your thought process at the moment. Now check in with your feeling. How are you feeling right now? Again, don't try to change those feelings. Just become aware of them. And check in with your body. Are you holding any tension anywhere? If you feel any tension, just soften that area and relax. And remember, as with all meditations, the more you relax, the more you gain from that meditation. So now focus your awareness on your breath. And just become aware that you're breathing in and you're breathing out. And don't change your breath here. Don't try to speed it up or slow it down. However you're breathing, that's fine. Just focus on the breath. So now I want you to imagine that you're standing on a mountain, next to a mountain stream. So if you've never done visualizations before, don't worry. If you can't see a clear picture, it's okay. Just an impression of a mountain and a mountain stream. And just try to imagine you're standing there. And as you're standing there, I want you to have a good look around you. Look at the trees. Look at the water rushing down the stream. Look up at the sky. And look into the distance at the snow-capped mountains. What else can you see? And now I want you to listen for any sounds that you can hear. Maybe you can hear the birds singing in the trees. Or the water running down the stream. What else can you hear? So now take some deep breaths in through the nose And just notice what smells there are. Maybe you can smell the flowers or the trees. What other smells are there? And now look up at the sky and just notice the sun and feel the warmth of the sun warming up your face. And just allow that warmth to flow all the way through your body, all the way down to the tips of your toes. Making you feel calm and peaceful and relaxed. So now I want you to sit down on the ground next to the stream. And as you're sitting down, just notice that you're surrounded by leaves. So pick up one of these leaves and hold it in your hand. What does it feel like? So now I want you to focus on your thoughts. And each thought that comes into your mind, I want you to place it on the leaf, put the leaf into the stream, and let go. And just watch the leaf with your thought just float out of sight. So I want you to do this with all of your thoughts. It doesn't matter if it's a happy or a sad thought, if it's a positive or a negative thought. Just place each thought on a leaf, put it in the stream, and just let it go. So keep doing that with all of your thoughts. And remember, relax. There's no wrong way to do this. So keep placing your thoughts on the leaf and letting it float down the stream out of sight. As you're doing this, just remind yourself that a thought is just a thought. Because you're thinking something, it doesn't mean it's real or it's helpful. So keep letting go of those thoughts. A thought is just a process in your brain, and each thought comes to go. So just allow it to go. A thought is not you, so don't identify with thoughts. Just keep placing them on a leaf and allowing them to go. If you're finding this process difficult, don't worry. Just relax and try your best. The more that we do this practice, the easier it becomes. Then maybe there is something else that is holding you back today. Maybe some anxiety, some fear, maybe a bad experience, painful memory, a powerful emotion. Whatever is holding you back today, just place that on a leaf. Put it in the stream and just allow it to go. So now I want you to return your awareness back to your breathing again and focus on breathing in and and breathing out. And when your focus wanders and you start thinking, just put those thoughts on a leaf, let them go, and return back to watching your breath again. The more you calm down and relax, the less thoughts you'll get. So try to keep your focus on the fact that you're breathing in and you're breathing out. And when the mind wanders, put those thoughts on the leaf and just let them float off down the stream out of sight. So before we finish this meditation, I want you to reflect on what was your experience. Did you manage to let some thoughts go? And if you did you calm down? Did you feel more relaxed? So just reflect on your experience with this meditation today. So I want you to check back in with your feelings again. Remember the feelings you had at the beginning of the meditation? Have those feelings changed now? Again, don't judge or try to change. Just observe your feelings. And check in with your body again. Remember where you was holding some tension. Is that tension gone now? Just check in with your body. And now very slowly, start to open your eyes. But just sit there a moment, just gently bringing yourself back into your room. So I hope that was a good experience for you. I hope you felt calm and relaxed, and it gave you an idea of how we can let thoughts go. So if you have any questions now, please type them in the chat box, and I'll be more than happy to go through them and answer them for you. So the key takeaways of today is that a thought is just a thought. It's only a process of the mind. We don't need to get ourselves all tangled up with every thought that comes into our head. And just because we're thinking something doesn't mean that that is who we are. We don't need to identify with those thoughts. We can let the negative and pessimistic thoughts go and spend more time on the positive and optimistic thoughts. So if you have any questions now, please type them in the chat box and I'll be more than happy to answer them for you. So whenever you're doing visualization practice, then don't think too hard. Don't overthink about visualizing, because if we overthink it, then we don't do it. But just remember, on a daily basis, you imagine things. You imagine what is going to happen in the future. You imagine that this is going to happen. So we do visualizations on a daily basis. But I know when we sit in meditation and we say visualize, then we freeze up. I can't visualize, but actually we do it on a regular basis. Just calm down. So somebody sent in a question. I keep wanting to change my visualization for a better image. It's distracting. Should I stick to one? You know, what you're doing there is exactly what we do in life. We're always chasing after something bigger, something better. So I would say, yeah, get an image and stay with that image. It's okay. It doesn't matter if that image is a perfect image or it's not a perfect image. It doesn't matter. Just try to stay with the one image. You know, the more that you do meditation, then the more that you do the visualization meditation, the more that you're going to be able to see more clearly. But at the beginning, all you need to do is relax and just have an impression of that. So I would say, yes, most definitely stick to that image. So why do you meditate outside versus inside? Does it help? Yeah, it certainly does help. You know, anytime we go out into nature, it helps us. We, we are animals. Our natural habitat is outside, outside in the forest, in mountains, by lakes. This is our natural habitat. We were not born to flying aeroplanes or driving cars or living houses. You know, we've invented this for ourselves. So our natural habitat is here, outside, in the forest. And you know that trees give off certain smells, and those smells calm us down. The more that we can go out into nature, the calmer we are, the better we feel. So I would say, yeah, most definitely, if you can go out into nature, then do your meditation outside. And, breathe that wonderful fresh air. It makes us feel good about ourselves. So when you're doing meditation, like a visualization meditation, and trying to let go of thoughts, what you should be asking yourself is things like, am I holding on to negative thoughts? Am I causing myself this anxiety and the stress that I'm feeling because I'm holding on to these thoughts? These are the sort of questions that we need to be actually giving ourselves, talking to ourselves about. So, what I would say to you is that, you know, when you're looking at your thought process, just try to observe it, let those thoughts come and go, and see what thoughts do you hold on to. So, when you're doing a meditation practice and thoughts come and you start to wander off, before you come back, just look at what is that thought process. Is that a helpful thought process, or is this unhelpful? And then come back to your point of meditation. But each time you look at your thought process, you'll get to learn something about yourself. You'll learn, is my thought process a negative one or is it a positive one? We don't spend enough time actually analyzing the thoughts. We spend most of our time just chasing the thoughts. That is exhausting for us, and that is what's going to cause us more stress and anxiety. So what I would say is just check your thought process, learn how your thought process works, because when we understand it, then we can learn how to change it. But until we really know our thought process, it's really difficult for us to actually make any changes there. So I hope this session has been of some benefit to you. And I would suggest you keep doing this meditation practice. The more you do it, the easier it's going to become to you. So, thank you so much for joining me again in this second session. I look forward to seeing you again in another session. So, follow me on my profile so you can see when my next sessions are. You can practice the meditations there. So thank you so much and namaste.